Now this is a warning before anybody gets triggered by this video. Let me be clear and say this is from my current perspective. I'm 25 years old, I have a girlfriend, and we do not have kids. I'm currently renting my apartment and I make $25,000 a year. Perspectives can always change, so if you're watching this 5 or 10 years from now, my perspective might have changed, and if it ever does, I'll be sure to make an update video. I said in my how to get out of bed fast video that you had to have a reason to get out of bed early or fast, I guess you should say. Some people's parents didn't care about themselves, but the reason they got out of bed and still went to work was for their kids to hopefully live a better life than they did. And I have no issue with that. My mom was an immigrant and she came here to Canada to give me and hopefully herself a better life. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that at all. Some people want their kids to never have to worry about money. They want to create generational wealth and give their bloodline and future generations the best life possible. I have no problem with that. But I think it gets to a point of, when do you stop? How much money or new things do you need? How well do you want your great-great-great-grandchildren to live? I think there's a line that you draw where it gets to a point of let me chill, let me enjoy the money I've made and enjoy this life that I've built for myself. Because, many elderly people will tell you that they regret working so much and not taking the time off to spend and, enjoy their earnings or, even spend time with their kids and stuff like that. I think for me, this is gonna sound kind of selfish or self-centered or whatever you want to call it, but I'm not too sure what to call it, but I don't want to know that I gave my great-great-grandkids a good life because they won't be able to thank me for it. As terrible as that sounds, I'm just being honest. Maybe I should edit that out. Now let me be clear, I'm not saying that we should all throw in the towel and give up and smoke weed and talk about the good days of Modern Warfare 2 and Xbox when we didn't have life responsibilities and bills. I think we should always be trying to better our situation to whatever extent that you want to, but I think everybody should have an end point, right? I'm not going to tell you what that end point is or when you should stop. I think you're a grown person and it's your decision to make, but I think we have to be mindful of it because it's easy to get caught up in numbers and trying to strive for more. It's easy to get carried away, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I remember this interview, clip from J. Cole when he was on some radio show, and it always stuck with me. I'm not gonna put the video up because of copyright and things like that, but I will link it down below. It's a very good video to watch, and basically what he said was, it's not bad to have things, right? Everybody has their things. Some people like cars, some people like watches, some people like clothes. People like things. There's nothing wrong with that. But, say you take something like money. If money is your only goal, you'll never have enough. You'll get, say, $1 million, and then you'll say, oh, I got 1 million, oh, I gotta get 10 million, I gotta get 100 million, and then, you see how it can spiral out of control very easily. One thing I've realized, as I get older is that you can't put a price on your peace of mind. Peace of mind is one of those things, that you don't know what you have until it's gone. Knowing that you come home from work and you're putting effort into whatever your hobby is and you're getting better and you're doing everything you can to better your situation feels good. But I guess that's a sense of accomplishment and not peace of mind. I guess you could say peace of mind is having a sense of security or feeling safe. Like installing a security system in your house or having insurance. In this case, insurance being the ability to retire with a decent amount of money saved up. I remember reading this thing and it said 2 of the worst things that can happen are running out of money and running out of money before dying. When you're content with the things you have because you have clothes on your back and you're in your house and you're happy with where you're at, there's no better feeling in the world. I think there are 2 feelings that everybody should have the privilege of feeling, and they're a sense of accomplishment and peace of mind. It just puts you in this state where nothing can go wrong and you feel good and you never want that feeling to end, basically. There's this movement that's gained traction over the past couple years, or maybe it's been around longer and I just discovered it over the past few years, but it's called FIRE. And essentially it means financial independence, retire early. And there are 2 different ways you can go about it from what I've seen. One is called Fat FIRE, where you aim to make as much money as you can and then retire. And then the other one is called Lean FIRE. And that one is where you come up with a number, like say for example, $500,000. And that number is what you work towards till you can leave your job and either work part-time or move to a lower cost of living city or even a lower cost of living country. So fat fire is when you don't necessarily have a problem with working until you're 65, or you reach a number like 2 or 5 or 10 million. And lean fire is working the least amount of time possible and saving as much as you can until you can either move to another city or country. If you're interested in any of these communities, I'm gonna link their subreddits down below in the description for you to check out. I don't post anything on there. I am there, reading and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, people on there are pretty helpful with answering questions and stuff like that. Typical internet stranger stuff. One thing I want to say before I end the video is this. The way I look at it right now, if I had $500,000, I'd invest it, and say you get approximately an 8% return every year. So that's $40,000 a year that you got in interest or free money, essentially. I can live on $40,000 a year. Right now I'm living on like $20,000 a year, really and truly, and I'm not skimping on anything. It's not like I'm skipping meals to save money, or I'm not doing laundry and I'm wearing socks for a whole week. I'm doing normal things. Granted, me and my girl aren't going out to eat 5 times a week. In fact, we only buy food twice a month, or 3 times if there's a special occasion in the month. I've been transparent with everybody on here. I've never made over $35,000 a year, and I'd say I'm living pretty decently. Could life be better at this moment? Sure. But, we have to remember to stay thankful for what we have, because there are people out there that would kill to have what we do. So, those are my thoughts on the whole disease of more, let's call it. And I'm not here to bash anybody. I just think there's a fine line between working to make your life better and your kid's life, and then killing yourself working for nothing. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, these are my opinions at 25 years old. I rent my apartment, I have no kids, I have no formal post-secondary education. Anyway, that's all for me. I hope this video opened your eyes to some things or brought you some sort of value. And as always, thanks for watching.